Like, share, and subscribe to my channel as I continue to provide you with trusted information for you to use to make decisions. Now, a number of persons have not been thinking and looking at some of the current realities. And even though you may have been looking at some of the current realities, what we sometimes do not do is to put these things on the forefront and look at their deeper meaning and their wider implication to contextualize what you are really seeing. We need to understand clearly that Jamaica at one point produced many things to supply its needs, including yam, banana, spices, and in the spices you have pimento, etc. Now, why I was aware of particularly like the pimento and the yam and a number of things is because during my childhood years, I would spend a substantial part of it, sorry, my time with my family members who were farmers and market vendors. So we usually go and actually reap things to go to the farm, to go to the market to sell, particularly Coronation Market. So I'm fully aware of what goes on there in terms of from the planting stage to the reaping stage to the collection distribution stage to the financial stage, the entire process I'm fully aware of. Now, pimento at one point, and I'm talking to you about pimento because I usually harvest pimento because the land in which my grandmother died left had many pimento trees, and I would actually go as a child, um, pick the pimento. The leaves were ours, and for the adults, we have to give the adults the pimento seeds or the berries, and from there it will be dried and sold, and we will actually sell the leaves to trucks to make a little income. We would actually buy a little bowl of our sweets, etc. So I'm fully aware of that. I remember about 4 years ago, I was looking at the pimento trees on the land of my grandmother and realized that many of the pimento trees had died. And I started looking at many of the places that I would normally go and pick pimento. Many of the trees had died too. I was saying to myself, what is actually going on in Jamaica? Then I began looking at the prices of produce that my uncle would sell and what they actually fetch in the market. And sometimes I remember one particular time, I think it was yam, where my uncle was selling yams in the farm for about $30. And at the market in Mandeville, man was going for like about $100 a pound. And I was saying, wow, why is there that disparity between the farmer selling the produce and the distributor, the vendors pricing the produce? I just couldn't seem to understand it. But I don't think I'll ever understand it because that is substantially a subjective man. And then person could actually argue that they take transport to go to the field. Yes, that's true. But look at what I'm actually talking about. So let's now look at food prices since 2024. And I want to observe clearly that food prices since 2024 and before has been going up and has been spiraling out of control to the point where I went to market on Sunday and then realized that some simple things that I would buy early in 2024 could actually reach prices that were astounding. Like $500 a pound for some produce that I would normally buy, like scallion. $500-600 a pound for scallion. Tomato, $500 a pound. Onion, the white one is for about $400 a pound. The other one, $600-700 a pound. A dozen pepper for $500. And I'm saying to myself, wow. But I don't know what person thinking what these things really mean. It means if we continue to produce less and less of these products, it means that we're going to have to be doing one of two things. One, either import things to reduce prices, or two, have more farmers go per farm these produce. But what I've realized, particularly because my family are into the farming business, farming industry, is that many of them are coming out of it, and the younger ones prefer to do TikTok, YouTube, etc. So they are gradually coming out of it, and many of the things that we normally would farm in Jamaica, are no longer in the field. With that said, I want you to look, what does it mean? It means that whosoever we will be importing these things from in the future are going to control us if we don't actually go out and begin to produce a number of these things for ourselves. You know what I'm recommending? Which I think is a simple solution, even though it offers not an extensive solution, but is backyard farming and veranda farming. We get a container and you may farm your cucumber, farm your scallion, farm your tomato, farm other things. And for those persons who have land, begin to farm, because what I'm foreseeing is that prices are going to reach a point where you're unable to buy food even if you have money. Look at it. A number of persons do not seem to understand that there's an opportunity cost in everything that you do. If, listen carefully, if the farmers, the myths come out of or don't become engaged in farming, it's a simple process. It means that what they have given up is what we're going to get from somebody else. And the person to which you get your food is going to control you. Think about it. And I'm saying, with a constant increase in prices and more persons coming out of farming because this is a difficult profession, what it means is that the cost of goods are going to be going up and up and up and up. Therefore, I'm saying to you, consider going into farming. It is going to be a lucrative field in the near future. A number of persons are not thinking about, a number of persons are only thinking about TikTok, the immediate cash. Think of what it means if you could farm your own yam, banana, pumpkin, etc., and go to the market and do your distribution. Think about that for a minute. You may argue that they are going to be prey their larceny and other thieves. And the answer is true, but that also goes true for anything else that exists in society. I'm saying, look at the prices of food and you realize that we need to maybe recompute the poverty line in Jamaica as a result of the exponential rise in food prices since 2023. Now, if this continues, if this persists, a number of persons are going to be substantially worse off. And I am arguing that something needs to be done. We are in a market society and we cannot go and put food restriction, put price ceiling on things. But what we can do, we can encourage farming. And by encouraging farming, what we can do, or what will result, is that we'll lower food prices. Think about it. What do you have to say? Are you seeing this new trend? Remember, the man who controls your food controls your destiny. Did you hear that? The man who controls your food controls your destiny. What do you have to say? Like, share, and comment to what I'm talking about. You may argue it makes no sense, but listen to me carefully. And I'm going to whisper this. The man who controls your food controls your destiny. Think about it. Have you thought about it? Have you thought about it? Let me whisper it again. The man who controls your food controls your destiny.